Welcome to my presentation of my prototype for PBL Works, a training course for teachers at my school who have either never been exposed to project-based learning or need a refresher course to implement PBL in their classrooms. Last time I presented, I showed you and talked about my homepage and Module 1. My homepage includes my mission statement, the course objectives, a table of contents to include what each of the modules has in it, and then 3 links for web pages that have information on writing projects and the designer's framework and best practices. Since then, I included an extended explanation which explains the course, and then also this week's high-level design conjecture that can be reviewed to see the purpose of the course. Module 1 was my teacher protocols, and I have a quick little summary that instructs teachers that they need to go through the Google slide presentation first, which gives all the definitions of teacher protocols and what it looks like in the classroom. And then 3 videos on what the PBL process is, why we use it in the classroom, and then the importance of peer feedback. Okay, so now this is where I left off. Module 2. I designed it pretty much similar to Module 1. This is the learner protocols instead of the teacher protocols. So I included a summary which indicates that the teacher needs to go through the Google slide presentation first, which gives all the definitions of the learner protocols and how it works in the PBL process. Then I included 3 videos which really get into how real solutions are coming from the driving question and how important the driving question is to the learner and how it drives the project from the beginning to end. And then I also included a video on how to write driving questions, because I remember when I first started the training, that I think was the hardest thing that most of us came upon, was writing a good driving question, because that drives the entire project. If your driving question isn't written well, then the students, the learners, have a harder time getting to solving the problem that you're asking them to solve. Then I also included a video on staying on task, how the teacher, the facilitator, can make sure that the learners stay on task during the project, because that is also a problem that's encountered when you're looking at those learner protocols. Then in this section, I went ahead and added a practice and create link where once they click on it, it gives them a definition of a direct question and an open-ended question, and then explains why in PBL we use open-ended questions to drive the project. And then there's 3 scenarios that the teacher will look at and practice writing their own driving question. Then I also went ahead and wrote a driving question so that they can kind of look at it and see if they're following that same design. Okay, that's Module 2. Then Module 3 is the best practices. So once again, I included a summary of what best practices looks like and requires the teacher to look at. Then I included a document which I got from Engage to Learn, which gives them PBL best practice vocabulary and what it means. Then I included 2 videos, one on assessing student learning and the best practices for that, and then what it looks like in a kindergarten classroom. Then I included another document that I thought was of high importance, being a teacher myself, and that is differentiating learning. So in this document, the teacher can go and look at what it means to differentiate their learning and how they can use different assessments to decide on how they want to differentiate the learning and different activities that they could use with examples of different activities. I thought that would be very important for teachers to look at, and it's also a best practice. Then in this section, I did include a practice section, and it asks the teachers the questions: how do you plan on differentiating learning in your classroom? And then what are some of your ideas? And then if they click on the link, there's a Google document where I want them to work with their teams and go over some different practices that they use in differentiating learning, and then some example activities. I also included another link with a web link that shows them examples and explains what differentiated learning looks like in the classroom. So that is my Module 3. Module 4 is 21st Century Life Ready Skills. Once again, I followed the same model as the other modules, and I have my summary at the top, which talks about the different vocabulary that is included in 21st century skills, like problem solving, critical thinking, communication, collaboration. And I went ahead and took from Engage to Learn the vocabulary. So if they click on that, they can get all the vocabulary of 21st century life ready skills and what it means and looks like in the classroom. And then I included 3 videos that were made at our school. I think it was like our 2nd or 3rd year where we had implemented PBL. And one of the videos is 21st Century Skills in Action, and it's a project that I co-wrote on Texas animals. And you can watch that video and see all the steps and what the 21st century skills look like. Then the second video is of interviews they did not just at our elementary, but at the middle school and the high school. And students talk about 21st century skills and how it's impacted their lives. And then the last video is an example taken at our school of 21st century skills in action during a kindergarten project. And hopefully I want to have included in this later on videos that we do this year showing some more recent projects and what the 21st century skills look like in action when students are using them. Then Module 5 is designing and creating projects, and this is where the teachers actually need to get in there, dig in there, look at their standards. So I gave a little summary of the importance of looking at the standards and starting with the standards first, then coming up with the real world problem or challenge that needs to be solved, and then how students are going to have to gather resources and come up with a solution that will be their final product or their performance at the end. So I included a link to a folder that has some projects that I wrote in the past with the TEKS and the rubrics. And then I included 2 videos on planning and implementing projects and then choosing the challenge in the project. And I would also like to include a section later on where teachers go ahead and add the projects that they've written this year so other teachers from different grade levels can look at them and tweak them how they see fit. Okay, so thank you for listening. That's the end of the description of what my prototype is starting to look like in its final stages. All feedback would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.